I was hoping for Kenobi. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. Today I want to talk about 5 characters everyone should be working on, and this actually isn't me trying to tell you, drop everything, work on these characters, you have to, it is so imperative. It's more me saying, here are 5 characters that you probably would benefit from paying more attention to right now. Like, they're pretty important in the game right now, and maybe you didn't understand their utility before, but here's what their utility is, and here's why you should, maybe consider dropping everything and working on them, or maybe finish your current farm, work on them, maybe set some of them aside as like, well, it's a stretch goal. So, this isn't like, warning, alert. I don't know if there's anything in the world that sounds as dumb as that, but you don't have to be working on these things right this second. I do think you should be paying attention to these things right this second, and I'll tell you guys why. So let's jump into we're in the game madness. How'd we get in the game, guys? This is so crazy. I'm so happy. So we've got Robot Leg Maul, and he is twirling his... What did you guys think I was going to say? He's got robot legs, for crying out loud. He's probably only going to be twirling his saber. Anyways, he is... he's a character that I feel like a lot of people overlook. They kind of just say, oh, he's just stapled to the face of Lord Vader. He's not going anywhere other than Lord Vader's team. And I guess I understand that on some levels, because the CG has kind of sold him as that, and I always actually thought it was funny because Maul is actually trying to actively hunt and kill Lord Vader in the show that he's in, and that doesn't really work if he's on the same team. But anyways, he's kind of independent. Like, Kenobi and Cat are totally codependent. They just have to go together. But Lord Vader and Maul, depending on the Datacron set, the meta, whatever you want to call it, they can both kind of operate separately. And right now is a great time to really kind of focus on that, because with Lord Vader, he sometimes he really does want Maul, but he can operate pretty well on his own. And Maul, for his part, is actually a fairly multifaceted character. There's a lot going on with him. He can work with Sith, but... or with Lord Vader, I should say, but then he works with Mandos really well, and there's a lot of different ways to actually improve him. He really is worthy of all of his relic levels, despite being an attacker. He's not a tank. So, here's the thing, guys. So General Grievous is reliant on his health for damage, right? He doesn't use his offense stat at all. Maul is the same way, except he does use his offense stat as well. So when you're with Lord Vader, you're going to put protection on him, because that's going to turn into health, and it's going to be a more efficient way for him to get more damage. But the health also, once he gets more health, you see this anguish stat. You guys can read it on your own, but depending on his max stat, he gains more damage every time. And so health is actually an avenue of approach for him to get a lot of damage, and then also offense is another avenue for him to get a lot of damage, and protection, if you're with Lord Vader, is going to be better than either of them. So the reason it's pretty good to give him Relic 9 is he's not only is he getting extra damage, which the damage is pretty negligible from 8 to 9, honestly. It's not worth the investment, the crazy expensive investment on its own. The damage is 200 or something like that. So even with mods, it's 300. Not too much on the greater scale of things. But then he also gains a bunch of health, and he gains protection as well, which, if he's Lord Vader, that's nice. So every time you're boosting him on relic levels, you're going to get a sizable boost to his damage. It's not just his damage numbers, but his health. And so working on him is actually fairly nice. It's kind of like getting a twofer. But Otherwise, the other reason he is really good, guys, is he's with Mandalorians, and right now in set 6, you know, for the next 4 months, he's going to be going with Canderous quite a bit, and they're going to be able to kill a lot of different galactic legends. I'm not going to show you guys videos of that yet. I still need to test some things, but I've seen videos of it, and it's quite impressive, actually. So I would recommend. I know a lot of people are already working on him, and I know he's kind of harder to farm. But, I mean, at this point, he has been farmable for a while, and I would just say, work on him because not only is he amazing in PvP in all the different formats, and he's, you know, independently strong in all of them, and then the Mandalorian faction is pretty flexible and versatile. In fact, the other reason is he's amazing in Conquest. He's amazing in a lot of different things. He even works in the new territory battles. He is a character that is multifaceted in every stage of the game, and I think you'd benefit from paying special attention to him. And even if you already have him Relic 8, maybe start looking at his mods and trying to optimize. Okay, here I'm gonna want him with Vader. I'm gonna want him alone. Here's how I should mod him. Just be working on him a little bit, guys. Now, Carson is one that I guess I'm very interested to see where it all turns out, because we just got Afra. I mean, I unlocked Afra because I spent money, but a lot of people don't have. They just unlocked Afra, or that the idea of Afra is around, and Afra does have some synergy with Carson, but she doesn't have a tank. She does no tanks right now. Like Magna Guard is the closest thing to a tank she has, which is so bizarre. But I mean, Carson is another one who could, if they just change a couple things in his kit, he could actually go with her fairly well. However, he is so tied to the Hutt cartel. Really, I mean, everything is just like when he's with. Let's see, like. If the leader slot is Galactic Legend and Hutt Cartel, like that's not Afra, folks. That's I'll let you guys deduct that on you. Like, good job in advance for figuring that out, guys. That was impressive. You guys are awesome. You guys are so smart. But he's tied to Jabba so hard that it kind of hurts. Here's the thing, guys. Right now, he's a little bit in a sketch place, because there's like the scoundrel thing where scoundrels, if you get the right datacron, you can just auto kill Carson. But if that doesn't happen, if you're not in a meta where this is happening, Jabba is I mean, he's the real deal, guys. He is so tough to kill, and he is so strong, and he just really, really wants a lot of relic levels. And so I would highly recommend, guys, the more relic levels you can on Carson, the better, because he just gets so many stats. I mean, he's a tank, so he's getting all of the Relic 9 stuff. And then when he dies, he comes back again. It's rinse, repeat. He has a crazy pool of health. He goes really well with Jabba. You know, he's custom built for the new Galactic Legend. Like, in a way, he's kind of the lifter unit for Jabba. Like, he's custom built for it, and so is Boushh, and to a lesser extent, I feel like Skando is. Skando's kind of getting slowly nudged out of the way for that team, but he is just really good. His Omicron and GAC is really good, and it doesn't have to be super fast. I would recommend, guys, I am giving significant thought to my alt, who is like so relic strapped all the time. I'm actually thinking of trying to get Jabba and Carson both to Relic 9 on that account, because it's just such an overwhelming advantage to have Relic 9 on them, because the greater weight of just like being able to lean on someone, like people just can't deal with that many weight of relics. And this is, if you want efficient use of Relic 9, if that can actually be a sentence in this world, I think that the double Relic 9 of Jabba and Carson is going to be some of the best bang for your buck that you can find in this game. Not to mention, Boushh is a lot of fun if you can get a Relic 8 and really boost a lot of her stats. She's super fun. Now, Mace Windu is one. I mean, he's been around for a while. He got reworked last year at some point, early last year. But he's got one thing that I really like about him. He's got the potential to take down Malgus. And the reason for that is somewhere in here. I don't remember which one. Let's see. Resilient defense. Okay, so that's his taunt. His Omicron's kind of good too, obviously. I don't have it though. Yeah, so Shatterpoint. Shatterpoint, every time. So receiving damage dispels Shatterpoint and reduces defense. So it reduces someone's defense, max health, and offense by 10% for the rest of the encounter. Enemies ignore taunt to get. So he actually, I mean, Shatterpoint is super nice because you can ignore taunt with it. He targets someone random, but then when you hit them and you have to cause damage with it, then it reduces their defense and max health and their offense by 10%. So it won't target Galactic Legends, but what it does do is it targets Malgus, and every time you hit, like there's not a cap to it, folks. Like you can just keep reducing. It's just like, okay, well Malgus, you're doing 0 damage now. I mean, I don't know if that's actually plausible, but the thing is, if you can construct a team that's strong enough to withstand the fury and the onslaught of the Malgus team long enough, then Mace is going to chop them all down into little pieces and be able to, like, he's going to help you be able to take him down with an off-meta counter. Now, he's not going to work in every single situation, but he is actually quite good, especially like in 3v3. You know, I tried to do it on my alt, and he's only relic 5. I was facing someone with relic 8, Malgus and Malik, both in the same squad, and we managed to kill, almost killed both of them. It was pretty cool, and it's only because of Mace chopping them down into little pieces, just chopping little pieces off every once in a while. He's also a really interesting guy to mod because he's a tank, but he wants so many stats. He wants to have potency because he has ability block on his basic, which is also, I mean, he's also one of the most versatile characters out there. Like, he has a stun, he has a dispel, he has ability block on basic, he has a call to assist that also swaps turn meter, which is really nice in a like Jedi Master Kenobi squad. He has, you know, he's a tank. He has his own taunt, his unique type of taunt. He has retribution, kind of, and then he has the Shatterpoint. Like, he has so many cool stuff, things and stuff. So I mean, I have him modded for like offense and potency, but he's also you also want a lot of health on him. But if you take health, then careful, because Malik is going to force drain him for a lot. So just things to keep in mind. I would love it if I could get him to relic 8 or even 9, because he's a tank. He's getting all of those extra stats from 8 to 9. So one of the most versatile characters in the game right now. I think the only reason I have him at 7 is because he's served me so well at 7. He's not someone I absolutely need to take to 8 in order to get what I need from him. In addition, CG has been redeeming old fleets. You guys can see, like, with the Tarkin fleet coming out pretty soon. We have the Scythe, and the Scythe is custom built for the Tarkin fleet because CG's perception was that no one was using Executrix, and it needed a boost. And I mean, even though it was a little misguided because the competitive community uses that ship quite a bit, it's still actually, you know, they wanted people to be using all of the fleets, and I think Endurance is going to have its day. Honestly, folks, I just think that that's going to happen. Like, Bad Batch can be released, and, you know, we'll get, like, Bad Batch Season 2 is here. Maybe we get their ship. Maybe we get other fleets, or like there were, like, V-Wings in the last episode or something. Like, there's all kinds of things that you can actually imagine for the fleet. So I think he's an up-and-comer, guys. He's super versatile anyways. Why wouldn't you be working on him? qi'ra is an interesting one for a few different reasons, folks. So first off, territory battles, yes. Territory battles, you need her for 2 different missions in the first 4, I think, territories, and then I don't care about, like, phase 5 and 6. Eventually maybe you need her, I don't remember. But here's the thing about qi'ra, folks, is she's going to be helping your guild get more GT3, so more bang for your buck, which is nice. It's nice to use the word bang when it comes to her. I don't know why, because she has nice bangs, I'm sure. But here's the thing. She's also really strong for the really up-and-coming Hondo Onaka. I just used the team the other day. It's really nice to be able to use Hondo with qi'ra because she can call him to assist, and you know, like they kind of synergize together well. She's a smuggler, he's a smuggler. She has a double leadership in the sense that she has an actual leadership that's going to boost him, but then if you put her Zeta on, it also boosts everyone as well. It boosts her and everyone else, so it's like kind of a quasi second leadership. And so Hondo is going to be boosted by quite a bit with qi'ra, and I don't know how good Hondo is going to end up being, like in 5v5, in territory wars. There's a lot of question marks about him, but in 3v3 he is fantastic. He just totally dominated the team that he was attacking for me, and maybe that's part of a datacron. I don't really know, but I do know for sure that qi'ra has multifaceted use in all the different game modes right now, and yes, I realize she is crazy stupid to gear, but we also just got crazy stupid upgrades to how many Carbantis we're receiving, and that's what she really needs is Carbanti. So don't wait on her, guys. She is really good. She's got an AoE stagger, which is really nice for conquest. I've used that quite a bit. She's got that mass assist call. Lots of stuff to like about her. I think she has daze on her basic, if I remember correctly. She's a double hit, offense down, can't attack. Okay, well I was wrong, but let's move on. Finally, I think this is the final one, right? Yeah, so we've got Sortie here, folks, and I know that people have been, I mean, she's one of the more recent characters that have been released. My alt is still farming her a little bit. She's getting close to done, but here's the thing, folks. She is the greatest bait to help people get, try to solo your Sortie team with Wampa, to be able to just, like, time them out ever. I mean, that's a nice thing. Like just passively putting them on defense, putting her on defense is very nice. You could put a bunch of health on her, and I mean, this isn't even the, like, I put a lot of speed as well because she gives herself a ton of speed, and the droids she's with are going to be fast and everything. Here's the thing, she's wonderful because she can take so many different places and so many different roles. First off, in Conquest, don't put her Omicron on. She doesn't need it. She just goes and destroys people, especially if you can get one of the ones that gives support characters more offense, basically, like their health becomes their offense or whatever it is. She one-shots like the whole Tusken squad, for instance, for me. It's pretty fun, and she also is able to, so she shepherds a lot of different droids, like just hangs out with droids, even separatist droids actually. She's not that penalized from having some separatist droid friends. She does pretty well. She has an AoE, she has good target lock synergy, she's fast, she is so tanky, and people make the mistake of trying to attack her with their Wampa all the time, and they time out. Like sometimes they succeed, but even at Relic 7, she is very tanky, and but people think that Wampa is going to work. I mean, sometimes it does, like I said, but I mean, I should get her up to Relic 8 or something. One way or another, folks, she is someone I think that is going to be very important moving forward. If we end up getting, I mean, I hope just like most people that we end up getting a Leia character for the next Galactic Legend, but if we don't, if we end up with like Revan Reborn or something, you better believe that she is going to be very relevant, at least in terms of, you know, farming her and you know, having her be a requirement character. But even right now, guys, she is very, very relevant. She also is a great babysitter for those murder bots that you guys are farming, because we're waiting to be able to farm Sana Santos or Santa Sanos or Santa whatever from the North Pole. Santa, whenever we can actually start farming her, then maybe we can unlock Afro. But until then, we can use the murder bots to go with Sortie, and there's actually a really good datacron right now for droids. She's just really good, folks. She can also just like go with Rey and Ben and kind of annoy people because she can put VIP on them. It's all very interesting stuff, guys. So Sortie is definitely one that you should be looking into. She's not the drop everything character, but I mean, if you put BB-8 with her and a bunch of other droids, she turns into this crazy speed monster. I don't know what that means, but guys, I'm gonna let you go. Those are the 5. Here, I'll give you a zoomed out version. It's not fancy or anything, but here it is. I think everyone should be taking a look at this. Help your guild with qi'ra, help yourself with qi'ra. Help yourself with all of these things, guys. They are multifaceted in all the different game modes. Really strong stuff. What characters do you think should be getting special attention? Yes, I know Galactic Legends. I know there's a lot of characters that we should all be working on, but I feel like these are ones that people are kind of ignoring or sleeping on a little bit. So just things I want to talk about. I hope you guys have a good one. Yeah, let's just go. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xerath prevails, even it being awkward at the very end of his videos.